Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the PPP. We are going to be talking about a bunch of random shit today that we brainstormed up.
I'm going to fix your thing. It was bothering me.
Oh, thank you.
I know, I'm just so nice.
And we're going to kick off this episode with Gio recapping her trip to Uruguay. What do you do when you're, like, going to see all your wedding shit?
You like literally just everyone asks me like, are you stressed for the wedding? Are you stressed planning? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Guys, what are you stressed about?
No, but I just mean more like...
No, but I'm telling you because it's like, do you want to like listen? Because I'm like there, you're like, what do you do? And I'm saying like, what you do is I went to the venue, I met with my wedding coordinator and the decorator and the guy who does like the audio and visual, whatever. And I met with them at my venue. You know, I planned it. I stayed 2 hours with the decorator, decor lady, and then at the end, like, the audio guy came so that we would all be on the same page. We walked through, like, this is where cocktail will be, this is where ceremony will be, because we had sort of, like, define where all these things were happening.
So they're all different places?
Like, yeah, I mean, you know, we have the space, so the ceremony will be outside, and then we'll walk up to the cocktail. The cocktail will be like where the dance floor is kind of vibe. Like that's where it is. And we see the restaurant, like where the food will be. And then we're just like defining details like, you know, where do we want to sit? Do we want to sit alone? Do we want to sit with family? You know what's a really interesting thing that a lot of like, I've been hearing this a few times from people there. I don't think it's a Uruguayan thing or Argentinian thing. I think more Brazilians do it, although it's not common, where the couple will have dinner alone in the hotel room.
What?
And at first I was like, that is so weird. That's so depressing. Like, no. But like now I'm like sort of not opposed. And
I'll like tell you everyone's flying 10 hours to be with you.
Like, yeah, but like you're going to see me at other moments because here's my thing. We're going to do the ceremony after. I'm not doing a first look. So once I'm done, I have like an hour before the sun sets, right? So I need to take pictures. I think we're taking pictures together. Like that's our moment for us to be together. Because remember, like, again, this is like sort of about us. Like we need to spend time together. Yes, of course, we're here to share it with all of you guys. But you guys are going to be enjoying the party and drinking and whatever. Actually, you're going to be like more with me. I'm saying like the general guest will be enjoying the party. And then they're going to go up to the cocktail. And then it's like when I saw the restaurant there, the dinner is buffet style. It's not, you know, whatever. And it's like, it's nice and cozy and it's a little tight.
Okay.
And I just feel like, at first I was like,
are there tables to like sit down?
Absolutely. But then I'm thinking like, if we sit at this kind of table, you know, then everyone's going to want to sit next to us. Like I already envision like, you know, his family wanted to sit next to us and my family. And then it's sort of like, if it's not assigned, then like maybe some people will be left out if they don't get their time. Do you know what I mean? And then there's like a table for two. And I was like, so that doesn't happen. And there's just like not space to have the whole family. Do you know what I mean? Like if I start assigning spot, like then I know like, you know, maybe his extended family's gonna want to sit, and then that means I need to make space for my extended family, like my aunts and uncles, and then it just becomes a 50-person table, and like that's not the vibe.
Yeah.
So then I was like, we can do like just our parents, you know, or we can just do alone. And then I'm thinking like the space is sort of small. I feel like when people sit together alone and they're like king and queen alone, it's like a dance floor. It's like a big space. So you do have that moment alone there. It's like the restaurant. It's not where the dance floor is.
I see. Yeah.
Lots of people are walking by and I just feel like we're not going to have a moment to eat.
Yeah, I mean,
do you know what I mean?
The only weddings I've been to have been like sit down dinners.
Right.
And so the bride and groom sit in like the sweetheart table on the dance, like right in front of the dance floor. And then everyone is like around them like that in a U. Sorry, I'm like punching you.
So not okay.
And so that's really different. And like people aren't getting up because you're like being served dinner.
Right.
So it's different. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure like we can be served dinner, although it's buffet style, but two chairs, I'm just like, it's exactly where people will be walking by and everyone's like, oh my God, congratulations. And they're like trying to eat, you know what I mean? Yeah. So then after we decided that we wanted to sit alone and we selected where we're going to sit, we were like, maybe like low key, like after we take pictures, we go to the room, we eat a little something and we have 10 minutes alone.
Yeah.
You know? And then we go up and we still sit there with everybody, but like we ate. And then we're like a little more prepared for people to like, maybe I'll have dessert. I don't drink, but maybe like Ricky will have a drink, have dessert, because I just feel like people will be like walking by and
everyone's gonna
wanting to take pictures. And then at least like I'm not eating my actual food.
Yeah.
And I say 10 minutes in the room, maybe like I retouch my makeup, eat a little something. Who knows? Maybe I won't even be hungry. You know what I mean? We have like a hot sec and then go up. But like to be like an hour alone, I think that's like a little
Well, I thought you were saying an hour at first.
No.
And I'm like, bruh.
No, but then I like came to the conclusion. I was like, I don't hate this idea with how the layout is.
Yeah.
I obviously a bunch
Do
of
you have
weddings.
pics? Can you show me after?
Yeah, I can show you after so you can see. Of course, like so many pictures. Me and Kat haven't been able to catch up. This is like our first convo. Okay.
You were ignoring me all weekend.
So that's what we. No, that's what we do. So you go and then you just go through the motions. And I just wanted to feel comfortable. But there, it's so small. Everyone knows each other. Everyone already worked with each other. Everyone's so nice. And like, I'm just like, what am I going to stress about? Like.
So like, are we walking down the aisle?
Yeah, you guys are walking down the aisle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
can you tell me the order of events?
Like the whole itinerary of the weekend?
Just the wedding day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The wedding starts at 6 p.m. sharp. I'm like, sharp. I tell everyone, I'm like, this is when the ceremony starts. I'm telling people to arrive 5:15, 5:30 because no one ever arrives on time.
Yeah.
And I said ceremony starts at 6 sharp. 6 sharp. I guess Ricky opens it up. He walks in. Everyone walks in. I walk in. And then we do the ceremony.
Are you doing the first look with your dad?
I guess.
Yeah.
I can do a first look with him. That's fine. Ugh,
Just
he's
not
gonna
with
cry. Oh my god.
Ricciardo.
No, I'm not doing with Ricciardo because it like ruins. I think like the emotion.
You want him to just bawl his eyes out.
I need him to bawl, and I need it to
in
be
the middle of the wedding.
surprised. I need it to be like there's all these people. Like I can't contain myself kind of vibe. I get the first look and it makes sense because you're like taking pictures too, but I guess it's just too much. Whatever.
I might have to do a first look because I'm gonna be crying.
Oh my god.
Do you know what I mean? Or you don't think you're gonna cry?
I don't know. You know me. Hopefully my Aquarius side comes out and I'm just like a little cold, but not cold.
I'm gonna have like a bubble in my throat, like a hard bubble.
I have a friend who got married and in her wedding video, like the way it was, like I guess like the drapes open and she walks out with her dad and she's like, and it's like she has like tears in her eyes and she's like so overwhelmed and she's not like crying, but she's like about to cry, I think that's like more emotional because her like curtain open. It was like sort of like that and she walks out. For me, like I'm gonna walk out of whatever and I'm like already gonna see what's been going on. It's not like boom,
I'm like
when you walk in.
Panicky energy, I think though.
What's a panicky energy?
Me.
Oh, for sure. I'm like everyone's gonna be looking at you and everyone's like taking pictures of you. Like it's sort of a lot.
Like I'm gonna cry.
It's
like
giving zoo animal, but it's
it's giving like never mind. I was gonna say something crazy.
So it's giving zoo animal, but it's okay. So then whatever, we do the whole ceremony, blah blah blah, and then like I said, we're gonna take pictures. We'll take pictures like super quickly because I know the sun's setting, so we gotta be ceremony. Take pictures of I said family 10 minutes and we have the whole family and bye because we don't have time, and I need to take pictures in the daylight with my hubby. So we'll take pictures like with you, like bridal group, family, while you guys join the cocktail. Then
you're not going to take any pics with Ricky before the ceremony?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I have an hour before the sun sets. And I need to.
So you should take pictures maybe with your.
No, I'm going to take pictures of everyone else before.
Yeah.
The girls, my mom, my sister, my dad. I can do all that before. It just won't be like of us together with everyone.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the ones with us together, we have limited time. Mm-hmm. So, but you know what? Like you can do it. I'll do like me and him with our parents, me and him with our grandparents.
Really, the sun is setting at like 8:30.
No, it sets at 7:30 now because Uruguay no longer changes their time zone. Oh. Before it used to be 3 hours ahead. Now it's only 2 hours ahead. But it does like stay like pretty bright until like 8:05. Mm-hmm. Like it like sets at 7:30 and then it starts to just like have that pretty sunset. So there's still light. Yeah. But it's not daylight.
Got it.
So then whatever, we rejoin the party, we eat dinner, we'll do our dance at some point.
But and then is there a cocktail hour and then dinner?
Yeah.
So is there food at the cocktail hour and then
they're going to be passing around little things on trays.
Cool.
And you guys will be sort of like where the dance floor is. It's like really pretty. It's like with the view. There'll be a band and then you'll have your drinks. The drinks are really good. I had a little sip. I had to try a little bit.
No, I know.
And then
what am I going to drink?
Everything.
All of them?
I took a little sip of everything.
Oh my god. What was the best?
There was this one called Locanda, which is like a Uruguayan drink or like a local drink that they do there. It's so good. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh my god.
I honestly I felt a little dizzy because I haven't drank in 2 years and I just like had like a little sip of each, but I'm still sober, okay? And then the tastings, like everything took so much time. They're like 3 hours long. Like I just would feel bad. I was like really enjoying it, but I'm like, I'm sitting for 3 hours and I'm eating. And the portions, like, they should do tastings smaller.
Yeah.
Sometimes they bring you the portions of like what's actually gonna come out. The thing is, like, it's this, and you're like, okay. In the beginning, you're like, yummy, like the little like hors d'oeuvres and like
Yeah.
little yummy things, and you're like, wait, now there's more.
What are the hors d'oeuvres?
And then there's more. I forget because I could, well, not forget, but like, I did 2 tastings for the welcome party and for the actual
I
thing.
see.
So for 2 days, I was eating so much.
Yeah.
Like so much, because the welcome party is like standing up. It's like cocktail. I mean, obviously there's seats, but there is going to be food. Like that is people's dinner
Yeah.
for the night. You know, they have like mini empanadas. They have arancini. They have like these little like bruschettas with a carpaccio.
Oh.
They have just so many things.
That sounds
They
amazing.
have like really really yummy stuff. The desserts are fire. Everything's fire. So that's what I did. I was like, I think I'm like really now I'm better, but I think I was like really exhausted because I like literally
Yeah, bro.
got there, and that day like drove and like did everything, and then the next day, you know, we drove and we did the tasting, and it's like you're thinking and like you're like making like decisions, although they're not hard, and I was chill. Like it's just like it's still a little tiring.
Yeah.
I wasn't stressed. I think I was just like tired.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But everyone's really nice, and we're very excited and happy, and Ricky got to go with me, so that's great. It was really nice. It's just like a little surreal. It's like a little weird that you're getting married.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, you guys. It's a big step.
Oh my god.
I mean, obviously, like I've been engaged, like you know what it is, but then you're like, shit, like you're actually getting
Yeah.
married. Like this is crazy.
Wait, so what is your cake gonna look like?
Oh, it's so pretty. Guys, I can't show you, but I'm gonna show Katrina really quickly. They're gonna be like, you call her Kat, Katrina. I'm doing this. It's pretty.
Wow.
I mean, I wanted to do this exact table, but I didn't want to copy this wedding that like just happened.
Do you know who this is? This wedding? Or did they show this to you?
They showed it to me, and so I thought
I
it was really
would've
pretty and
copied it.
different. I know.
I'm obsessed with like these.
So I told them to include that on my table.
I love that.
You know.
And so the cake is dulce de leche.
So I decided I'm doing a fake cake. That's gonna be fake.
Oh,
Yeah, and then in the back they'll just make a regular rectangle cake,
Love.
and then that'll be vanilla with dulce de leche. So like we're gonna take a picture of the cake, like haha hee hee, knife cutting.
Yeah.
because it's just you know. They said, first of all, like if you start cutting into that cake, it's gonna get really ugly, and then
Yeah.
like your whole table starts to look ugly, and
Yeah.
then no one ends up actually eating the whole thing.
No.
And then I was like, you know what? Let's just make it fake. Let's make it pretty. And in the back, we'll be like, haha, cut. Everyone, like, there'll be slices being passed around, and
Yeah.
then they'll actually cut in the back, and then you know they'll be passed around.
that's so much better.
And I'm not even making it that big. I'm making it for 40 people serving
Yeah.
because there's so much dessert.
No one even eats the cake.
Food. That's why. Like that's why I'm having only 40. Like
No,
whoever
at your
wants a
engagement party,
slice.
did we even cut the cake?
We did at my bridal shower.
Sorry.
No one ate the cake.
No one.
No one ate the cake. And then we're gonna have lots of little. First of all, like with the venue with the food already comes dessert.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
That's great.
Then on my dessert table, I'm having like all of these little other things.
Yeah.
Plus a few slices of the cake. Like I'm sure no one's gonna eat it all.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the party, we also have like the midnight snack vibe. Like people will be eating all
What's
night.
the midnight snack?
Little hamburgers and mini pizzas, and they're really cute and they're really yummy.
Oh my god.
Really, really yummy.
No, and also like I was actually talking to my cousin about this because he just went to a wedding and he was saying like people get so fucked up at weddings they like forget to eat when it's buffet style.
No, I know.
And like then they don't even eat. Oh
No, fire.
those look like Krabby Patties.
No, they're so
Oh
cute.
my god, the sesame's on the buns.
And then
Oh
you
my
have
God.
like
Oh my God.
tiramisu and chocolate mousse and
Oh,
lemons
fuck.
and like it's
Those
just
empanadas look fucking
just
delicious.
So fire. But and then you have like
I
little
am so
chocolates.
excited for this trip. Selfishly, I'm just excited to be there and eating.
No, that's the thing. So it's like when you see everyone's getting fucked up,
Aperitifs.
everyone just wants good music and like they want good food. But like,
Can we play-
They take 2 bites and they fucking dip.
Can
bro.
we play Ra Ra Rasputin, ladder of the Russian
You know,
Queen?
I think it was on my wedding playlist because
Please put
like
it
we
on.
created one like just for the vibe.
I'm gonna yell at the DJ if they don't play.
Rah, rah, and Ricky's like, "What is this song?"
What?
Yeah. I
That
No, that was
doesn't hype you up.
no, of course I had it on my list because it's like, you know, in the beginning he's like singing and it's like weird, and it's like rah, rah,
Yeah, it is weird. He's like,
Rasputin.
it's such a Russian
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Na, na.
yeah.
She
So he's
was
like,
big,
what?
get strong.
Na, na, na,
Yeah.
na, 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 na. The other one's like daddy, daddy cool. You know,
Oh, I
that one's a good
love
song
that
too.
song. But they go into each other.
Daddy cool. Like when you're on the dance floor and you have like lights and shit. Like
And
it's
we're like-
it's like a fun song
Yeah,
too. And
yeah.
he's like, what
Oh
did you
my
put on
God,
this?
what?
And I only put it because like I know DJs who fully play those songs.
Yeah.
Like
Wait, kind of music is here.
oh yeah. You guys, I'm so sorry. I already watched them like last year before they were a thing.
I know.
On New Year's.
I know. I remember you
and
told
like,
me.
Kind of. And I'm like,
you were like,
done.
I saw them. I'm like, who is that? You said you were like, I saw them in Black Coffee. I'm like, cool. I love Black Coffee. Who the fuck are the other people?
Yeah, kind of music. They were there all night playing, but you know what? It's like too much. They were playing from like fucking 2 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Oh my! And you
I
were
obviously
there all
dipped
night.
at like
Wait, is
6.
Valentina going to the wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm excited to see.
Yeah. Her family's too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, not her siblings though. I don't think her siblings will make it, just because like it's a sort of in the middle of the year and
yeah. I'm
you know,
just
they're in
thinking like
college and
literally
school.
the only people I've ever partied till like 9 a.m. with
Oh.
are you, her,
Yeah.
like, Vicky.
That's funny.
Yeah.
In Punta.
In Punta, yeah.
No, I'm so excited. Punta's the best. It's just everyone's like,
Oh,
why
and Nana.
there? I'm like, it just, you know, it's just, you know, it's the vibes.
Yeah.
It's just so special. How can you not
so
love
excited.
it? So it was a great trip. I'm so excited, you guys. It's 2.5 months away. My dress arrives in a month, and it's just like,
It's so crazy.
I just like don't want it to go by so fast, you know?
Like, I forgot that we have all of your dress fittings.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
That's your cray.
I know.
Wow. Okay, cool. I don't really have much to recap. I went
was
to
gonna ask.
Naples. I'll say this actually. Went to Naples, got to hang out with my beautiful boyfriend's beautiful fam. One of his sisters was there. I love both of his sisters and their husbands / fiancés. So it's always so much fun when we get to hang out because we all live in different places. His oldest sister lives in London, and then his younger sister, who's still like the middle child, Riley's the youngest, but she lives in Boston. So we're not all always together. And we went to the Ritz in Naples for dinner Friday night when we arrived, and they like completely redid the whole hotel. Did you know that?
No, because I don't ever go to Naples.
Yeah, well, it's really nice. There's like a sushi restaurant in the hotel. The hotel lobby bar was like bumping live music.
That's nice.
Like, it was so pretty. I hadn't been there since college. Like my best friend Jackie's parents used to live in Naples, so we'd always go to the Ritz like for a drink at sunset. But it's completely different now. It used to be like kind of just like run down, more like the one in the Key, just like a little bit
Yeah.
older. Like still beautiful, but
Not shitting on the one in the key.
no, it
but
was like it was really
is.
similar to that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
They're so beautiful, but they just redid it and it's so nice.
They're not that beautiful. They're older.
Well, they in the Key they always have that beautiful bouquet of flowers
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
walk
yeah,
in.
yeah.
I'm like so we did that Friday night and then we went. This is honestly a Naples itinerary if you like need one. So go to Dusk, the sushi bar at the Ritz.
Cute.
Best martinis. Oh my god, so cold and crisp. I love a good martini. If you make me a bad martini, like that tastes like salt water, like warm. Anyway, go to dinner there. Then we went to the Vine Room, which is on 5th. It is such a cool bar. I feel like I'm in New York every time I'm there. It's like a very upscale like bar. Like don't go in there trying to like be crazy. Like the drinks come out like smoking in a box and like it's like a whole it's a cocktail lounge, I would say. And everyone in there is like just like looks so nice, and they decorated it for Christmas with like all this garland and Christmas tree, and it was like it just felt like New York and it was really cute. And the bartenders are all so nice. They're just like very eloquent people, like in their like bow ties and
Oh, that's
suit,
nice.
and it's just like a nice experience. So, and we literally went there like with his parents and everyone. Like it's a nice place for your
Right.
family. And then we went to sleep, and then we woke up on Saturday, and we cold plunged, and then
So healthy.
Yeah, we watched the Ohio State Michigan game. We kind of really chilled on Saturday.
Sounds really fun.
Watched Ohio State Michigan. Watched Notre Dame for a little bit. Yeah, you're like, I hate
Yeah,
this.
this is like so exciting.
Then I
Skip
went-
this on the itinerary.
Went for a really long walk at sunset, and then we always go watch the sunset at the beach when we're there because it's so beautiful.
I will say the beach is really nice there.
Yeah. And his dad like loves taking a dip at sunset. So we always go, like no matter who wants to come, like it's always me, Riley, and Riley's dad. And we go at sunset, and like you can like bring out like wine, or if you like just want to take a dip. So we take a dip, watch the sunset, and then we go back home, shower. We made dinner that night actually. We made like really fresh scallops that were like from
Oh, yum.
Martha's Vineyard, and cooked and chilled. And then we woke up Sunday. Me and Riley played like 2 hours of tennis, got coffee at Badass Coffee, the best coffee. And yeah, we had to leave on Sunday, which was sad. But it was such a chill, relaxing,
That's such a great weekend.
amazing
It's a little
weekend.
getaway from
Mhm.
Miami.
We had some friends who were there, and I think they picked their wedding venue there.
Oh, cute.
Which is really exciting. So that's something to look forward to. I don't know like when or what year or what's going on, but I know it's happening.
That'll be a nice
in Naples. Yeah.
Easy wedding for you guys to go to.
Yeah. And like,
it's
we
like
all love
close
it.
by,
Yeah.
you know?
So yeah.
That's fun.
Now that we've recapped, let's get into the episode.
Into the topic of today. We are going to reflect. We're going to start off by reflecting on 2024 and what we're looking forward to in 2025. So we'll start off with 5 lessons learned.
Okay, 3.
I'm sorry. 3 lessons learned in 2024.
You start.
No, I was going to say you start.
No, sorry, you said it.
Okay, so this is a lesson that I think I've known, but it's very prominent in my life. And it's that relationships are individual to like each person. So let me elaborate. Even I say this like more in a family setting. I guess it could be in a friend setting too, but as we adult, you know, each person has their own relationship with each person. And just because one person doesn't get along with the other person doesn't mean that you need to be influenced and not have to be like their friend or not be close to them. I think that, you know, if you want this person in your life, it doesn't matter. You can still make the effort and you can just focus on that. I say that in a, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a weird example, but do you mean like, I know you don't mean this, but I'm saying like, would you take this lesson into this scenario? I date Riley for all these years. You become his friend. Me and Riley break up. Would you still have an individual relationship with Riley? Or is that a different example because it's like my boyfriend?
I think that's a little different because you're my best friend and that's
fine.
your boyfriend.
I'm
and
friends with Sally. And you become really good friends with Sally through me. We all hang out all the time. Me and Sally have a falling out. We're not friends anymore. Do you still have a relationship with Sally?
I think that if I like Sally and, you know, we're all adults here and nothing ever happened and I'd like to still be her friend, yeah. You could still be friends with Sally.
I don't want you to be friends with Sally.
I think then we'd have to see the context of the things. Then we'd have to be like, all right, you know? Then it starts to make me feel a little bit like how when we were younger and you're like in high school and it's
That's
sort
kind
of
why
like...
I'm asking because like, do you think that should still be like the case as we adult?
Like, no, I feel like with friends, like how many times have you had a falling out and now like you can see an old friend and be like totally okay?
That's
like,
one of my lessons.
Like, do you know what I mean? And it's just
not,
like,
not
and it so doesn't
lesson,
matter.
but...
Like, and it's like maybe you had a falling out, but now it's been so long and who cares? And then maybe you reconnect with her some way.
Yeah.
And it's like, just because I had a falling out with someone from 5 years ago, like what? Like you can't talk to that person? Like, it's okay.
Totally.
You know, and I think that sense, like whatever friends, like you can't be friends with her, like grow up. Like we're literally so old now. Like high school is actually 10 years ago. Yeah. So it's like, unless this person did like terrible things to you, but at the same time, like, do you really care?
Yeah.
Maybe if they're becoming best friends and like really, really close, maybe you'll be like a little jealous. Honestly, I think that's like what someone would feel.
Yeah.
But, or you feel like you're being replaced by this person who like, you know, hurt you back then. But nowadays, like who even has time for that? You know, like,
I know. You're
not even probably seeing this person so often. And, you know, what are you getting, a coffee with them? Like who cares?
Yeah. No, I agree. This isn't one of my lessons, but I mean, it kind of was. I didn't write it down, but I'm just going to say it because now we're really talking about it. Like, I think, and I was saying this to Marissa actually on the phone yesterday, like part of adulting, and it's been such a theme in my life the past like 2 weeks for some reason, is like maybe you like stop being friends with someone, like not even for any reason. Like there was no falling out. You're just not friends with them anymore. And then you like reconnect and you like love them and you're like, oh my God, I actually really want this person in my life again. And I've just been like thinking how that is kind of like you didn't stop being friends with them, but maybe you just took a break and they like weren't what you needed in your life anymore. But like it two things can be true, and like this person can come back into your life and you can still have like a beautiful relationship with them again. And like it's okay. Like
totally. I think that like we can't be like, oh, you know, I cut her out then. It's like, oh, what am I like? I don't know how to say it, but it's just like, it's not like you're like changing your mind, but it's sort of like, you know, people change, you've changed, and also like who knows like how your relationship was with that person before, but now that you've changed and maybe you've established more boundaries, like your relationship will be healthier now. And maybe like whatever bothered you before won't bother you now because like you wouldn't even get it, like let it get to that point.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. Or maybe like it was an insecurity of yours before and that's why it bothered you, and now it doesn't because you don't have that same issue.
So then you can like be friends with them or be friendlier with them, and like it's okay because you've changed and maybe they've changed. I wouldn't like bet on them changing, but you've changed. So if you're willing to like re-welcome this person into your life and you want them around, and it whatever bothered you before like is different, I think that totally can happen. Yeah. And in the case of like family, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, I see this with my mom and she's so great at it. You know, sometimes like my siblings and I, like, it's just, you know, maybe my siblings get along with, you know, X person and I don't get along with X person, but it doesn't matter. I think at the end of the day, like, it's just, who do we want to have relationships with, you know? Like, do I want to have a relationship with this person in my family? Do I want to have a relationship with this sibling or this cousin or this aunt or this uncle or this grandparent or whoever it is? It's up to everyone to make an effort and to want to have that relationship as we grow up. Because we're not little kids anymore. It's not like you're like forced to hang out with your family. And it's like, so do you want to make an effort to have a relationship, you know?
Yeah.
It goes both ways. Some people don't even try. Some people are like, oh yeah, they're my grandparents, I'm never going to call them.
Yeah.
You know?
I think also, like, if you really want to make a relationship work, everyone always says, like, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. Like, it does. But if you really want to make a relationship work, and I've done this with, like, two really important people in my life. They're both family members. So, like, I do really want to make it work. It's also really different with family, I will say. Because it's like sometimes almost harder to just cut out family than to, like, try and figure it out.
Absolutely.
So if you really want to make it work, like, you have to be the change and you have to be the difference. Like, my relationships have changed and gotten better because I'm the one who's changed my outlook or my energy or whatever, because I can't expect these people to do differently, you know?
Totally.
And I don't know if that's, like, good or bad advice, but I do think that, like, if you really want a relationship to work, like, whatever's bothering you, figure it out, like, heal inside of you whatever they do that bothers you so much, and then, like, your relationship will be good.
Yeah. I try to do that personally.
I mean, I see you do it with your family.
I try to do it. I think that, like, maybe it gets to a point where it's like, you know, we're young, so maybe if it's like 20 years of this happening, it's like, are you still gonna keep trying? You know, then some people, I feel like a little bit, they give up. And when you have like toxic or unhealthy family members, it's like, yeah, you could want this person in your life, but also, like, how long are you gonna take the high road if this person's explosive or dismissive or, you know? And then it's like, you know, then I feel like at that point, like, maybe you don't need to have this person in your life, or you really don't need to see them often. I can't really speak for that because I am not there.
Yeah.
I'm like, everyone we're trying with, this is all recent and it's all fresh, you know? But I just, like, don't like when family members, it's like, you know, it's like if you don't get along with your aunt, or your aunt doesn't like you, and then, like, she goes and, like, you know, makes comments to your cousins, and then your cousins don't like you. Mm-hmm. You know, like, that's like, and I'm not saying, like, I'm just using that as an example, but it's like, why? You're an adult. Everyone's an adult. Like, if you want to speak to a specific person, you can have a relationship with them. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if one of the people doesn't like you. You guys can have your own individual relationship. And I think that's beautiful. You know, you don't have to be influenced by other people. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. 100%.
You can try. It's a little difficult, but I think it's a good lesson, because it's like, you don't have to just be like, oh, this person was whatever. Like, no, like, try. You want to be part of it, but it's also individual. So if you don't get along with someone else, it's okay. Just keep trying with everyone else. It shouldn't be like, okay, you don't get along with one person and now, like, the whole family doesn't want to see you. Yeah. Like, that's not cool. Mm-hmm. You know?
I agree.
Okay. What's your first lesson? We can go back and forth.
My first lesson is, and I will say, like, I'm still practicing. But I think I'm pretty 90% there.
No, these are lessons, and they're, like, we have challenges. Yeah.
So I wrote, no more over-explaining or apologizing.
Let's go.
This is something I would do any message. If I don't respond to you in 30 seconds, I'd be like, so sorry, I was doing this. Like, nobody needs to know what I was doing. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter. And, like, I don't, like, if I was doing something and busy and I didn't respond, like, obviously the other person should realize that I was doing something and I wasn't just not responding to not respond. And if I wanted to not respond, then that's okay too. Maybe I needed more time to think, like, but the point is, like, I was in such a habit of being like, so sorry, I was doing this. Or, like, even in person, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I'm late if I'm 3 minutes late. Like, there's just no need, like, unless, of course, you do something really bad, like, you need to apologize, but that's obviously a given.
No, yeah.
So my point is, like, it's more like, I would say, in texting, if I would feel bad if I didn't respond to somebody for so long, like, so sorry, I was just in showings for so long with a client, like, couldn't answer.
Okay, but, like, if someone takes a long time to answer you, are you thinking that person's, like, bad or rude?
No. I honestly couldn't care less.
Like,
honestly,
so you don't even care. Because sometimes
hate-
it's like, oh, maybe you care, so that's why you're on top of it, because like you care. But like, you don't even care if people take their time, because you know people are busy.
Yeah, when someone says sorry to me, I'm like, why are you saying so? Don't be sorry.
Right. So like, why do you feel that about yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I've been good at it. I don't think I have been doing that anymore. But it's definitely something. Every time I write a message, sometimes I'll read it, like I'll write it out and I'll delete it. I did it yesterday.
Good. Yeah.
So, yeah, like you don't have to be sorry. You didn't do anything wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong. Like, you're busy, or and you're still answering. You're getting back to the person.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're like ignoring the person, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And other people do it too.
Yeah. So
Texting needs to be more of like, you know, less. It's texting. It's a short message. You know?
yeah.
If
But
not,
like sometimes, like if I have a friend who calls me or is texting me and is like, I need to talk to you, I need advice or something like that. But like I didn't see it, or I'm not on my phone, because I mean,
that's like so normal.
I hope my friends know by now that like I'm genuinely, my phone is off at like 7:30 p.m. most of the time. Number one. Number two, if I'm with someone, I am not looking at my phone. It's on do not disturb. Like I have no idea if you're calling or texting me, and like I won't see it until I actually go pick up my phone and like check my notifications, which is like at the end of the time I'm with someone usually.
Yeah. No, also, I mean, like, you know, people need to talk to you. It's fine, but you know, people can't expect you to be available the moment they want you to talk, you know?
Also, this like applies to that. Like if you ever feel bad about like not being there for a friend in that moment they need you. This is something work related, but it's like 90% of emails that are sent are like solved like within 5 minutes of sending them or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like if a friend is like panicking, calling, texting you, it's great if you're there to answer. Like I've obviously been a friend who like needed to talk to a friend, but if they don't answer, like it does get figured out and it does get solved, and it's like, okay, you know?
Well, because people, you know, they
like,
get,
you will figure it out.
they get desperate and they like want someone to like vent to or talk to. And like, I get it. Sometimes like I'm like that too. But like the moment that like no one's answering, you're like, all right, well, I got to sit with this now. You know, you're like, all right, I can't talk to this person. I can't talk to that. Like sometimes I call people and like everyone's unavailable and no one answers me. And you're like, all right, like, guess I'll like talk to
my
myself
lesson right
like,
now.
I guess I'll just like, you know, and then later maybe the person will call you back and like even maybe you've calmed down or you thought about it a little more and like it's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool. What's your second one?
My second lesson is, okay, after darkness, there's always light. After challenge, there's always a blessing.
I love that, and one of mine is in a way similar.
So I'm going to say this. It can be with anything, and I believe in most times it's with anything, but I'll tell you really specific practical work examples. So it's so funny because I've had many, many moments, not many, but I've had moments where, you know, I have a deal and I really want to sell it, and it's like I'm about to like quote unquote lose the listing, or it's about to expire, and then you're like, I have an offer and it feels like this is like I need to make it work. And so you do your best to make it work, and I've gotten so much better of being so much more chill, and if it doesn't go through, it wasn't meant to be. But part of you, you're like, you know, I want it to close. I not need the money, but you want the money, you want the, you know, you want to finish your job, you know. And so it's happened, whatever, but specifically it happened recently. Like I had it under contract. I had a property under contract. It was a big deal. And the buyer was like really difficult and like asking for things that like were very unreasonable and like just not the vibe. And I kept, you know, showing it, and I got a backup offer, and I was just like confident. I'm like, it's okay, because you do take a little bit of a leap, like, ooh, what if the backup doesn't happen? And we were like, you know what, guys, like you're asking for something extremely unreasonable. And I kept it chill, and like she was being so difficult, and it's like, you know what, if you guys don't want it, like you can cancel, you know. And then, you know, they're like, no, we don't want to cancel, we want to make it work. I'm like, oh no, but you're asking for things that like are just they're not gonna work. Like the seller's not gonna accept that. Like this is just makes no sense, you know. And they're like, okay, fine, we cancel. And we're like, okay. And then it's like right after that, I had a backup. It got executed. And then we went under contract. It was the easiest, most seamless deal. They asked for nothing. Like everything was fine. Like just in comparison, like the first person was asking for $75,000 credit at closing for stupid shit to fix. And the person that we ended up closing is asked for $1,000.
It's crazy. I mean, a huge property.
Like at that point, like why even ask for $1,000? It's so dumb. But we were like, here, take it. You know, to show good faith, that's what you want. It's fine. But it's just like going from like that and having to like explain that to like the seller and the other agent, like this is so unreasonable. So then like super seamless, everyone's super chill, everything on time. Like honestly, just like cruising, and I'm like, oh, what a beautiful, lovely deal. And then you close and you're like, that was so nice.
I know.
You know? But like right before that, it was like a little bit of a challenge. And it's happened many times like this where it's like, oh, you know, I had another case where like I literally like had to take it off the market, and then it was under contract, then it fell through. The lady was super fucking difficult. Then I had to take it off the market. The guy didn't want to sell anymore, and then I got a call, and it's like, oh, I have someone. It was off market, and I want to sell it. Cool. They made a great offer, and then it was so smooth, and it's just like, wow. Like sometimes we need to go through like the difficult client or whatever to like prepare ourselves for then such a seamless and amazing deal, because maybe like had it been seamless from the beginning, maybe I wouldn't have appreciated it or whatever. But then you're like, oh my God, God bless. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. So, you know, there's always a challenge before a blessing.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So if you're going through a hard time, just think that something really, really good is going to come right after it.
Yep.
It's preparing you to receive this really good thing.
Yeah. I guess I'll say my lesson that has to do with that one.
Yes.
It was my third. But I wrote, don't ride the highs and don't ride the lows. Focus and coast. There's no urgency. And what I mean by all of that,
I like that. You're just like vibing.
so my most perfect boyfriend in the world is so amazing. He's the best human ever. And he's amazing at his job, which is in sales. And I'm in sales, a very different form of sales. And like, we've probably both been in our jobs the same amount of time, but he is doing literally so many transactions a day that it's just different. And like he obviously like has learned a lot more in the same amount of time just due to practicing more.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot too. Not discrediting myself. It's just totally different industry.
You can't compare, yeah.
But the premise of sales, and he's like, you've seen me at point. I was really stressed out a deal the other day. I'm like, I got 2 offers. The sellers are being difficult. And my listing agreement expires in 2 days, so I'm fucked basically. So, and I was like, I'm laying in bed and I was just like, I'm so anxious, whatever. And he's like, okay, let's go through this together. And he was being so cute, and he was just like, listen, I'm in sales too, and you've seen me when I'm like so down bad. Like I have to hit numbers every single month, every single quarter, every single year. Like if I don't hit that number, like I can be demoted, like whatever. And I'm like, I know. And he's like, whenever you're in like such a low, and this isn't just sales. This is like you're in a breakup, somebody passes away. Like it can be through anything. Like you're in a really low. It's so easy to like sit in the low and think everything's crumbling and nothing's gonna be okay, and you're not gonna get the money you wanted. You're not gonna get this and whatever, and like you're just not gonna be okay. And then you're like on such a high when you're doing so well, and you're like, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna sell this, sell that, go here, go there, do that, buy this, whatever, and you're just like on cloud 9. But like you have to just like, when you're doing really well, just like stay calm, stay focused. And when you're doing really bad, stay calm, stay focused. Like don't ride the high, don't ride the low, like coast in the middle and just like keep doing your thing.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, you know, how we talk about, it's like when you close a deal, it's like, also you're not like, whoo,
no,
like, let's go.
No,
like,
it's like, what's next?
You're like, all right,
yeah,
like let's keep going.
Right.
It's sort of like the middle ground. No, because sometimes it's like, yeah, I just made all this money.
Yeah,
it's like payday, and it's like, you know, you sold it, and it's like it seems like this big number, and you're like, no, it's okay. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you just keep treading.
Yeah.
But I love that.
So that was part of that. And then I said no urgency, but that's very specific to this month because again, I was like freaking out. But it's like, it's December, it's the holidays, and like it's okay to just like not have so much urgency right now. Like we're getting a new president in a month. People like aren't working as much this month. Like it's just very common for this month to be a little bit slower and just like
hectic overall,
and like hectic with other things besides like work.
Yeah.
And so it's so easy to like panic and be like, fuck, I feel like a bum, like what's going on, whatever. But it's also just like December, like we're about to go into a new year, and you should still, we always say like do your habits leading up to the new year. Like don't change your life January 1st, but
love going into the new year. I feel like the first quarter is always like a great quarter.
Yeah. So there's just like a lot of change, and like it's okay to like not be so urgent right now. Like I'm not gonna like you know, go all crazy and like try and get a new listing right now, like right before January. Like it's just like it's okay. Like I really did do my best with everything that I did this year. And
I think about riding the lows highs is like, as long as you know that you did your best and you did your 150%, it's okay. And sometimes in a deal specifically, or in sales, or something that's gone through, it wasn't meant to be. And if you don't get the commission or X amount or whatever from that job, it'll come from somewhere else. It just wasn't meant to come from there.
Exactly.
It's a little hard when you're like, fuck, you know? Yeah. But It's, you gotta
Something else.
you gotta think it keeps going. It wasn't meant to be.
This is a little bit crunchy for some people, but you'll get it. Like I was talking to Rachel, our astrologer, and she's like, when you're stressed about real estate and like a deal doesn't go through, whatever, the amount of money that you're going to make has already been decided at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Like she said that.
Yeah.
So she's like, just remember that like however much money you're making this year like has already been decided. So if like a deal's not working or whatever, like you weren't supposed to make that money anyway, and maybe you will get it from somewhere
Don't
else.
sit at home and do nothing.
No.
And think it's gonna come
Of course
flying
not.
to you.
But it's like, you know.
Yeah.
And there's been many times where like something doesn't work and then something even bigger works. So
right. So that's why you never know. It's just like it wasn't meant to be. It's okay. And something I love to say, which is a great mantra for you guys, is money flows from all sources, both known and unknown. Money flows to me from all sources, both known and unknown.
yeah, I say it every day.
Because then you see, sometimes you're like, oh, like, you know, this is like so dumb and little, but you know, our friends like, oh, come to a little photo shoot. I'm like, boom, a little check here. A little, you know, I'm not even working for it. It's just like, oh, okay, here. And then it's like, oh, you see, oh, tax return. I need to get tax money back.
Yeah.
Or you see like, oh, this person's been holding my security deposit and I can get it. Like random places you're like, oh,
Yeah.
here's like money.
Oh, I just got $4,000 from my credit card. Like
Money
it's
flows to you.
crazy.
Like then I got an email like American Airlines gives you X amount in trip credits. I was like, what for
Yeah,
what? And I
yeah.
just got like all this in trip credits, and I was like, okay, I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So it's not like money, but it's like it is.
Yeah.
It's coming from sources that I would have never known. So I just keep saying money flows to me from all sources, both known and unknown, both
Yeah.
known and unknown. You know,
I love that.
love that. Okay.
Next
Third lesson is okay. So this is a marriage lesson.
Okay.
Ish. Okay. So I think this is a little maybe not hard for people to understand, but I'm thinking it and I believe it, and everyone can do whatever they want as they're getting married. But these are my
So
thoughts.
vague.
Marriage and you and your partner is you starting your own new family, and I just think that with the holidays in mind, you are now your own new family, and you can't have your extended family pulling you either which way, because it's going to make the couple stressed and confused and not know what to do. And I think that it's like a lovely little boundary to be like, hey, you know, we are now a family. Even if you don't have kids, you are together. And eventually you will have kids. And eventually with our own kids, we'll have to be like, all right, you have your own family. And it's just something that's been very relevant in my life since the holidays. I'm getting married. It's something that like has been coming up. It's like, you know, who are we spending the holidays with here and there? And obviously, of course, we can still spend time with our family. I'm not saying don't ever spend the holidays with your family, but it's sort of like an overarching theme, like you are your new family.
Mm-hmm.
This is what marriage is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little crazy.
It is.
Because it's like, oh my God, like, what do you mean? Like, this is your family. I want to be with them. And it's just like, but sometimes family can be like, well, you're not going to be with me. Like, then I'm going to be, you know, alone or whatever. And I want to be with you too. And it's like, and I get that. But like, then your family starts to put a little bit of a burden on you. And that starts to put a little bit of pressure on you and your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you guys need to be like, guys, you like protect your little marriage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I'm sure I'll understand. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
no, and like I told that to friends yesterday, and they're like, okay.
No, I get what you're saying.
No, but some people
I
like
just,
who
I
are
can't
getting married,
feel
they're like, okay, like we would rather do, you know, if we're in the same city, do Christmas with both. Like that's
Yeah.
okay. Like whatever works for you. It's just like when it starts to feel a little bit pressure, like you have to remind yourself, like you can do whatever you want. You know, your own family.
Yeah.
Don't let your family pull you either which way.
Yeah.
Because it can
Totally.
be stressful.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Well, my third lesson is you don't need to be liked by everybody.
I love that. I think I have something similar.
And I'm going to go off and say that it's actually like a sign of weakness if you are liked by everybody.
Okay, sign of weakness.
Because in a way, if you're liked by everybody, what does that mean? That means you're not different. That means you're doing what everybody wants you to do. And that means you're living for everyone besides yourself.
Go off.
So,
you know what? That's like so like yeah. I'm like, you know what? This
You know
is
what? That's
great.
true.
This is great. No, but it's so true because it's like I don't know. I think people have a really big desire to be liked and recognized and feel part of something and feel part of a group. I think as humans, like that's what we want.
yeah.
But wouldn't you rather want to be like true to yourself and authentic and then be around the right people?
Yes, exactly. That's like a huge part of what goes around it, because then if you are being your true self, like whoever is attracted to you, like that's your tribe, you know?
I just feel like when you're trying to please everyone and you're like the perfect person for everyone, you're not living for yourself.
It's also like exhausting.
It's exhausting, and you're not being yourself. You're not living for yourself. And then it's just like, for what?
Yeah. And it's like ice cream flavors. Like maybe I don't love rum raisin. I don't love pistachio. Oh, I love pistachio. You see? And it's like, you just like don't need to like everything or everyone and don't need to be liked by everyone, because that doesn't even make sense.
No.
Cool.
I love that.
That's it.
I love that. Okay, guys. Next segment. Favorite moments of 2024. We're just highlighting our favorite moments. You can kick this one off.
Okay. The first thing that came to mind...
By the way, we don't know what each other is saying.
Oh, yeah, we don't. The first thing that came to mind for me was my trip to Aspen last March, which I'm taking again this March. It's the same exact trip. It's the same Patty's Day tradition now. One of my best friends, Mal, her parents live in Colorado, and... last trip was so amazing. It was everything I like knew it would be. That's the best. Like I was like, this is gonna be the best trip of my year. It like pretty much was. I can't think of another one. Like, sorry to my boyfriend if he's sad about that. But we just like skied all day. I love après ski. Like I love skiing all day, being so tired, like sitting down, having a drink by the fire with my boots off, sitting outside with like she has these beautiful big dogs in the mountains, like chilling, making s'mores, like just like laughing with your girlfriends in nature is so fun. And also like we went into Aspen town, we shopped one day all day, like just like ate delicious food. So it was a mix of like being bougie and also like being really crunchy and fun. Which is my vibe. That's me.
I think trips are like one of the best ways to spend money. Yeah. Because you're just creating memories and like these amazing moments with people that you care about. Not every trip is amazing, but I think that most of my amazing memories with my family are on trips. They're not like at home. Yeah. You know, it's not like when you're like in the kitchen together. Maybe it is, but... No, I think most of them, it's like, oh my God, we were in the sick place. And then like, you know, my brother did something funny and we were like there, we were all together, and then we were lost. We ran out of gas. We missed our, you know, whatever. And it's like, those are the moments that you like think back and you're like, oh, that was so fun. You know what? I'm just saying it's true.
No, I'm literally like, it's so true. Like, why are the dumbest things that happen? Like in a foreign country, it's so much funnier. Like I was at an Indian restaurant with Marissa, Jackie, and Sydney when we were all abroad. And we were just like sitting eating, and some like really fat little boy starts running and face plants on the floor. And all of us were like trying to hold back our laughter. And like we still bring that story up. Like, just remember when we were in London and that kid face planted? Like why do I remember that? Like I'm sure that's happened to me in Miami.
Why. And it's like in Miami it's like whatever. But it's just you're exploring somewhere new, or even places you know and love, and it's just so nice. You're in a different place. So I love trips.
Me too. What's yours?
My favorite moment was obviously the day I got engaged, because it was also in Aspen. Oh my God, Aspen. Blessings.
I know.
It was just the best.
Bless up, Aspen.
Bless up, Aspen. It was just the best.
You
it's
and
my
Paris
favorite
Hilton.
date to date. What do you mean? Where did she get engaged? Aspen?
Like on top of the mountain, like while skiing or something.
Sorry. Ricky, do better.
No, yours was way better. You went to like the J bar after.
Yeah, it was super fun. So it was just like the perfect, around the right people. Everything was perfect. Like Ricky, like kudos to you. I can't believe you planned all that.
Crazy.
So it's obviously my favorite memory of this year.
I love that. Ugh, I loved that. I was crying so much.
Yeah, she did. What's your second favorite highlight?
My second one is when we went to Dear Media in Austin together.
Cute. I like so did not include that, but that's so nice of you.
I'll say this. It wasn't necessarily like the Dear Media event, but I loved like exploring and like,
just eating Mexican food with me.
No, oh my God, the best Mexican food. Not only that, like this is such a prime example. The day we arrived, we're like walking, and all of a sudden we're like, should we be walking here? And we like see like a sketchy person like coming near us, like, and we're like, do we turn around? Do we run? Like, what do we do? Then we get caught in the fucking pouring rain.
Yeah, we do. We're like trying to walk in Austin. Like, I think people don't really walk.
No, we were like walking on the side of a highway.
One area to another area.
Yeah. So then we were like hiding underneath this like really weird restaurant.
Yeah, and then we're just like, fuck it, we're calling an Uber.
Yeah, we called it Uber.
And it was like 3 minutes by car, but walking
Yeah.
was more, whatever. And yeah, like little things like that. It's just like funny, you know?
No, but then we would wake up. We'd do Pilates on the reformer in the gym there. We
great
chilled.
food.
We ate such good Mexican food.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a highlight for me. And we did get to talk and meet amazing people at the event.
No, yeah, we did. My second thing is then I had to highlight my trips, obviously. I had a great trip now going to Uruguay. You guys heard the spiel. Very nice. I had a great trip. When I visited my dad earlier in California, that was super fun, that was great. I loved when I went to New York for Rosh Hashanah. That was like a trip that I did solo by myself. So it was like fun to like do something on my own and reconnect with people and meet new people. So like I said, trips were just great. And, I really appreciate going on them, and they're huge highlights in my year.
I love that.
What's your third one?
My third one is like the growth I've seen in my real estate career.
Let's go.
And speaking of like all the low lows, whatever, then I was reflecting and I was thinking like from May through October, like I had some sort of transaction going on every single month. And like I kind of just started in this career.
And you kind of like did.
And I was thinking about how last year
much better.
I had like nothing going on for so many months. Like I was just like grinding, like learning, like shadowing you, doing everything with you. And then I had so much of my own stuff like going on like month after month, like just like people constantly like reaching out, and it was really cool to see that.
It is cool, and I know you're going to get into this later, but it's, planting the seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last one is going to be a pink print highlight, introducing guests. It's been, like we've said before, really rewarding and really fun, but 2 highlights that I really, really loved. I loved interviewing everybody. I loved interviewing Jason Matug. I thought it was a great
he was
episode.
So funny. Oh my God.
I thought it was so fun. I think it's just nice. Not like we're friends, but we also like don't talk all the time.
Yeah.
It's just really nice when you have nice banter, and it was really good. I also really loved interviewing my mom. That was a really nice one that stood out to me too. And your dad. Obviously, I remember all of them and love all of them. But just to highlight some of my favorite ones,
those were all really good. Jason's was so funny.
He's funny, just silly. It was good. It was just lots of good info in there too, and I loved it. So if you haven't, go listen to it.
My last one is that I hit my 4-year mark with Riley.
Oh wow,
my boyf. And
same.
I mean, yeah, your boyf. It's just crazy, like when you start dating someone in college and they end up like hopefully being your life partner. It's just crazy.
And like, who would have thought when you're like 20, you're like, I'm dating this kid. I don't know if I'm gonna marry him.
Right.
You're like, I could, but you never really know how things are gonna go. And then you're like 4 years later, you're like, oh shit, we're just all together. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And like I'm assuming it just is always like this when you have kids and then grandkids, whatever, all these things happen. Yeah. But it's like I love him like even more now than like when we first started dating. Obviously, like you get to know the person. But when you first start dating, you're like in such a honeymoon vibe. But like, yeah.
You love this person even more because like you've been through so much more together. Yeah. So you like really cherish like, wow, we've like, really been there for each other and held each other and like, done all that. So that's what's beautiful about relationships. So now we're going to say the 3 things that we're leaving behind in 2024. Bye-bye. So I'm trying to leave behind toxic energy and toxic vibes.
Right.
It's like so not the vibe to bring that into 2025.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to leave like all that shit behind, and I'm just gonna go with what you say, and I'm cruising.
Coast.
I'm not even like I'm gonna rise above it, and then I'm just gonna coast.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna vibe.
Yeah.
So I don't let these things affect me,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like the chill guy.
Yeah.
The chill guy meme. I'm a chill gal.
Also, I'm saying like coast, but also, I mean, these two just, I guess, have nothing to do with each other. Like coast, but like also in your life, like make sure you're like making yourself uncomfortable a lot of times.
No, yes.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like just fucking sit at home and like not get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. I know. I'm saying when it comes to just like focusing and grinding, like don't get so excited, but don't get so down. Like just keep it in the middle somehow. Like try to.
Yeah, I think it's more of like your feelings, sometimes it's like you're like really engaging in like this depressed negative energy, and then you're like really engaging in the highs, and it's great, enjoy the highs too, but then you gotta like come back down to
the middle
reality. And that's the same way like when things are you know, when you're like in this vibe sometimes with people, you can be like, ooh, you know, and you're like, it's like not worth it, you know? And that's why it's like coast, like the feelings, like just sort of like, and I don't mean being neutral, like you said, like just being like, have no emotion either. But you guys, come on, you guys know what it means.
Yeah.
Just like,
and also like
catch my drift
not
here.
to be so cliche, but it's all I can think about. It's like truly a wave, like the wave, like it starts and then it's building, it gets all the way to the top, all to just come crashing down, and then there's a new wave again. So it's just like, that's life.
Actually, you don't have time
So
to be
deep.
like so sad, you know, like this like last month was giving Scorpio energy, and it just felt like very intense and very heavy.
So
and you know what,
intense.
like I was feeding into it. Sorry, I'm human.
Yeah.
You know? And I'd bring Katy into it, and like,
No, you
this is how I'm
wouldn't at
feeling,
all.
and whatever, you know. And it's like, it's okay, I felt it, and you know what? Now it's just like, whatever. We're going to a new year, like next. Like, let's just move on.
I need some Sag fire under my ass.
like exactly. I need some travel.
No, literally, Jackie, if you're listening, she is the definition of my little traveling Sag monster. December 8th is her birthday, and we're so excited.
Oh my God, it's in 3 days.
Yeah, I'm going to New York.
I know. I didn't know her birthday.
Jackie travels like a motherfucker, like no one I've ever seen before in my life.
It's
and
okay. She's
I love
living
it.
life.
No, she's living.
Oh my God. So what's your, what are you leaving behind?
Okay, number one, this is going to sound depressing. It's not. But I think a lot of people do it. But I said admiring everyone around me besides myself in all aspects. Because like it's so hard, but it's definitely something I'm working on. Just like really embracing like all of me. Like and trying to stop just like trying to change me. And I think of like people you see on the internet, and it's not that I want to beat them. Like I wouldn't trade my life for their life, but of course we're always going to just compare and blah, blah, blah. And even old versions of myself. But it's like people, and I don't mean this in a boastful way, but I would say this to like you, like people look at me and they're like, oh my God, like that girl has such an amazing life and she's so pretty and she's so tall and she's killing it at work.
About this all the time about her.
Right. And I'm perfect. So it's like, and I say that about so many girls, and they probably don't think that about themselves. And like, it's just like, it's really sad if you think about it, because like, I think women in particular definitely go through that a lot. And we're constantly like saying like, oh my God, girl's so perfect. Her whole life's so perfect, whatever. And like, she doesn't even think that about herself. Meanwhile, all these people are saying it. And then it's like the same about you. So I'm just really trying to work on like embracing every single aspect of myself and my life.
I think it's like funny because like we go around living our lives, and like it's funny because like we don't even like see ourselves.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it's
like
crazy.
We only see ourselves like when someone created a mirror. Like that's so crazy when you see a reflection of yourself.
Oh my God.
You know, so it's like you go along your life and every day like prancing around, and like you're not even looking at yourself. So it's funny because it's like you say you don't admire yourself, but like we don't even see ourselves.
Yeah.
That's why I think we need to like, you know, off of what you said, you know, take a look at ourselves. And that's why reflecting is so important, to give ourselves the kudos and pat ourselves in the back so we keep going. Because if not, all we're doing, like literally physically, is looking around at everybody else.
Yeah.
Like we are, that's why it's so important to like look internally, because it's like,
Yeah.
if not, you know,
Well,
it's just
I
like
mean,
crazy.
I want to say this anecdote, and it's like a little bit sad, but it's okay. It's not that sad, but it's just like today I was getting dressed, and I do this a lot, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna look in the mirror because I don't want to look at myself and pick myself apart and call myself ugly and then go want to change and then like never like anything. And I did it today, and I was like, I'm going to get a fucking dental cleaning. Like, first of all, I don't need to look like the Queen of Sheba going to my dental cleaning, but well, it's my uncle's office, you know, so it's just like I'm the niece. I need to look good. No, but so like, and then I was reflecting. I'm like, that's really sad. Like, why can't I look in the mirror and be like, you look amazing? Like, fuck yeah, like go off and that dental cleaning.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay, we're leaving that behind.
we're leaving that behind.
Was that your first one?
Yeah, that took so long. All right, my other ones are rapid fire.
Okay. My second one is judgment. You guys, it's so hard, and I think I say this every single year, but we gotta leave that behind. We gotta stop being so harsh with other people.
Yeah,
You know, leave more room for love.
yeah. I know. I
It's
agree.
like so hard.
Yeah, and it's so easy to judge. I also was thinking about it in regards to weddings. It's like people, me included, I always have something to say about someone's wedding. You know what I mean?
Have something to say,
So
and I
that's
think
why-
mine's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
And I have something to say about.
And someone's
I
gonna be
hate
like,
those flowers.
didn't like that flower. Yeah. And it's like, I know when my wedding rolls around and I love it and I'm so happy, like people are gonna be like, ew, what is her dress? Like, you know, and it's like, so who cares? Do what you want to do.
Totally, and then just like leave it behind.
But
whatever.
also, like, why do we need to say anything? but also have opinions. I don't know.
No, have opinions, but
yeah,
opinions
don't
is different.
judge.
Opinions is like judging is like, oh my god, like why did this person do this? Like
Yeah.
why is that person doing that? Like that behavior
Like,
is
you
like
don't know.
so unacceptable, and it's like, why is she acting like that? Like, she's being such a bitch, and it's like blah blah blah. Like that's not an opinion. That's like that's like a full on
Right,
judgment.
right.
So
Okay, my next
my
one.
opinion is you're a bitch.
My next one is over explaining myself, which I like elaborated in the beginning, so I don't need to like go
Okay,
off
and
on
my
that
third
again.
one is leaving behind pleasing others, which, and I literally wrote, not always going to appeal, but you need to be true to yourself. So that
I love
literally goes off of like what you said before about lessons about not people pleasing, because it's like, bro, leave it behind. Who cares? Not everyone's gonna like you. Even if you try, they're gonna think you're a pushover, annoying, or anyways, because they have their own things. So it's like, why are you trying?
Yeah, I love it.
Whatever.
And my last one is resentment / ego. Like, leave that shit behind.
Yeah, it's like a work in progress.
It is.
You know, because you're
But
constantly going to be given opportunities to like, then, you know. Oh, I'm going to leave with this, another lesson, which I thought was like really nice, because I heard this in a class once, and it's like, you know, you ask God or the universe or whatever for bravery, or you ask for strength, and you know, God is not just going to give you bravery and strength. God is going to give you an opportunity, a challenge to then exhibit
Yes.
strength or bravery. And then you're like, fuck, like now I need to like confront the situation, like how annoying, but then you need to like act brave and have a tough conversation.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you need to be strong and like face it and actually like then do that to then have that quality or characteristic or whatever.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. All right, 5 things we're looking forward to in 2025. I'm gonna be pretty quick with
Okay,
this.
go. I have 4.
Should I say all 5 of them?
Sure. You know, let's just do that.
Okay, my first one is your wedding. I'm just so excited. Honestly, I'm so excited to travel to Uruguay. I'm so excited to just like cry and watch you have the happiest day of your life until you have a baby, and like eat the yummiest food. I'm excited to show my partner, my boyfriend. I don't know why I'm saying partner. My boyfriend, like a new city. He's never been to South America, and it's just gonna be so much fun for us to be like in Uruguay together. Number 2 is skiing in March. It's my girls' trip in Aspen with Sydney, Marissa, and Mal. Can't wait for that. Number 3 is just continuing to plant the seeds. Like, I still have so much work to do in regards to like my career and myself. And like, I'm just excited to keep planting those seeds to, you know, seek the reward one day.
Yeah.
Then PPP and real estate growth. And then the last one, I put more weddings because I have a lot of weddings on the horizon that I'm going to. And I just think it's like
That's always fun.
a really fun time in our life. Like, and it's just really beautiful to like celebrate other people's like commitments to each other.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, my things, obviously number 1 is my wedding. Haha, that's the beginning of the year, so it's coming soon. Second thing is PPP growth. I'm looking forward to going into, we're already in technically our second year. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like next year we'll complete 2 years, and it's like, wow, you know, so like in the second year, I hope we have another whole batch of amazing guests and interview so many people and connect with people. And I'm just really excited for that. Hope we get more visibility, more reach. It's just really exciting to see the Pink Prince growth. The third thing is, you know, planning trips. Obviously, I want to plan a really nice, lovely summer trip with Katrina and family and partners if they can go or not. And then I'm gonna say my honeymoon, although I have no idea where I'm going and when I'm going, but like I'm looking forward to it whenever I get to go on it. And the fourth thing is career growth as well. You know, we're always planting seeds, and then things come and opportunities come, and we just keep going. And I'm just always excited to just keep doing a better job and growing in my career, which it's been, what? I think it's been 6 years.
Yeah,
It was on my LinkedIn the other day.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, you know, we keep going. And that's a wrap on a lot of, you know,
A lot
our
of
reflections, lessons, and what we're looking forward to.
Yeah. So speaking of what we're looking forward to, I'm going to New York this weekend, and I just wanted to share because I'm so excited. I'm celebrating Jackie's birthday. It's going to be a little college reunion situation. Me, Jackie, Caroline, Marissa. We go by the name of Cheetah Piss. That's our group chat name. Don't ask questions you don't
classy.
want to know the answers to. And yeah, I'm just really excited for like a weekend with my girls. All of us live in different places: Miami, Chicago, Boston, New York. So it's really fun when we can find a time for us 4 to be together, because it's usually like literally once a year when all 4 of us can actually
Yeah.
be together. So like a lot of the time it's the 3 of us or the 2 of us or whatever. So it's just gonna be so much fun to have some bestie girl time, a girls weekend, and to be in the cold for a little bit.
No, I love
all
that.
of the weather's been nice.
Such a beautiful time in New York. Like amazing with the
Yeah.
Christmas decorations and everything.
Decoration.
Guys, we haven't done this in a while, but your homework for this week is, I honestly think you should reflect on your past year and see what lessons you have learned. Same thing that we discussed, but like
Yeah.
what were the biggest moments? And then, you know, to go off of appreciation, see the 3 or 5 things that you really, really appreciate from this year and what you're looking forward to. So you can really get into that gratitude feeling. And, you know, I was listening to a podcast the other day and they said, like, statistically, people who write down what they are appreciative for are like a very high percentage happier. So it's like, you know, people who are doing that, there's a science behind it. You will feel happier. You will feel better. And you're going to tap into that feeling of gratitude. And yeah,
I love that.
it's a great way to, you know, end the year.
Perfect.
Can't believe another year is coming to a close.
I can't believe it's December. I really can't. But anyway, yeah.
Year coming to a close, and this episode is coming to a close, guys.
Yep. So thank you all for listening to another episode of The Pink Print. Thank you for supporting. Like and subscribe. Give us a rating. Leave us a review.
Share with your family and friends.
And we love you.
We can be your gifts to your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone.
Ciao. Bye.
Ciao, bye.